Welcome back. The A's were back at the table with Oakland and Alameda County officials. They weren't talking about a new stadium, but a lease extension. As KRON 4's Dan Kerman reports, though, baseball insiders say it's not outside the realm of possibility that future conversations could go further.
The Oakland A's lease to play at the Coliseum expires at the end of the year, with a new stadium in Las Vegas at least 3 years out. The A's have been visiting a variety of minor league ballparks like this one in Sacramento in hopes of playing there during the interim years.
Clearly, if they had a solution or multiple solutions in other states, in other ballparks that have been approved by Major League Baseball, that's where they'd be.
Instead, the A's were back at the table Thursday with officials from the city of Oakland and Alameda County discussing a lease extension at the Coliseum. In a statement, the A's say, "We had a positive meeting and we look forward to further discussions regarding a lease extension at the Coliseum."
This is about the A's and keeping them in Oakland and having Mayor Sheng Tao and others around her, not just her, being ready to fight like hell this time around to keep the team here.
Former A's executive Andy Dolich says he hopes local officials are firm with the A's. No lease extension unless they reconsider the move to Las Vegas and instead build a new stadium in Oakland. And he's not the only one who believes these discussions could expand beyond a lease extension.
I think baseball would rather the A's stay in Oakland, and then it would leave Las Vegas as a possible expansion market.
David Sampson served as president of the Miami Marlins for 16 years and oversaw the construction of the team's new ballpark, which, by the way, has a retractable roof.
I used Vegas as leverage in San Antonio and Portland in an effort to get a new ballpark in Miami. I understand what it is to threaten relocation, and I also know to get a deal done, you have to get right to the edge of the end. And I think that's pretty close to where we are, but not quite.
Sampson says other than an okay for Major League Baseball, there's been no meaningful progress in Las Vegas, while there are numerous possible roadblocks. That's why, despite what's happened over the last few months, he says it's not too late.
And I went through that with the public officials in Miami when we went a very long time without speaking. And the first meeting back at the table was really more about subjugating my ego, apologizing for how things had gone, and apologizing for the lack of communication. And it really was just like a first date, trying to forget about all of the negative stuff that had happened and try to find any sort of commonality of interest. That could be the purpose of the meeting today as well.
It's not known when the next meeting between the A's and local officials will take place. Dan Kerman, KRON 4 News.
The Oakland Ball